Hey, how's it going, YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm talking about can anyone beat the Golden State Warriors this year, as they just got DeMarcus Cousins. In the 2 games that he's been back, they haven't even been close. Now, one was against the Lakers. I didn't have LeBron, Rondo, or Lonzo Ball, so that was kind of a given game. Like, Golden State was going to win that no matter what, pretty much. But, I mean, the other one was against the Los Angeles Clippers, who at the time was the 6th seed in the West and was playing a very good, high-level basketball, and they beat them by about 30 points. And that was the first game DeMarcus Cousins comes back. So they're only going to get better as the chemistry builds with DeMarcus Cousins on the court. So I'm getting into, can anyone beat the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs? Now, obviously, they're going to probably lose another game in the regular season. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the playoffs. Can anyone really challenge them for the NBA Finals? I'll be getting into all that in this video. So without further ado, without running on too much, let's get right into this video. Alright, so before I get into the teams that might have a chance to actually beat the Golden State Warriors, I'm going to be getting into why are the Warriors just so damn unbeatable, and why can no one beat them in the playoffs? Well, let's just get this obviously. Well, I mean, they have literally no weaknesses, as obviously their offense is next to none. You can't guard them. Steph Curry, best shooter we've ever seen. Kevin Durant, one of the best scorers we've ever seen. Klay Thompson, one of the best shooters we've also ever seen. And DeMarcus Cousins was a 20-point-per-game scorer before he got injured with the Pelicans when he was a center. So they obviously can score the ball at a high rate, and it doesn't matter. You can't really just stop them from scoring because you're just not. But then you look at their defense. It's ranked 15th, which is average, but in no means is that bad to be an average defense when you have that good of an offense. But I mean, their defense should be a lot better and probably will be turned up in the playoffs, as Kevin Durant, we've seen what he can do defensively a couple years back. Was a beast on defense. Draymond Green was Defensive Player of the Year before. Klay Thompson is literally making an effort to be a better defender, and he's really shown huge strides in becoming a good defender. And really the only place that they do struggle is rebounding the ball, but they just added DeMarcus Cousins to the lineup, so I'm sure that rebounding struggle is now out of the window. They will no longer will be struggling to rebound the ball at all, because DeMarcus Cousins was, despite having that Achilles injury, assuming that he can return to normal, at least half to his old self, well, then he's going to be able to pretty much erase that entire rebounding problem in general, and I mean, which is going to help them a lot. And then also they're 14th in opponents' points per game, but DeMarcus Cousins is also going to improve that. As I mean, opponent's points per game is how many points you allow in the paint per game, and which is below average, 14th. But DeMarcus Cousins is now another presence, another body to take up, so he's going to help in that too. So pretty much every big weakness they had, DeMarcus Cousins fixed all of it. And then you even look at another thing. Yes, they have no weaknesses, but most super teams have one position that's like, okay, they don't have a position, you can attack that. No, you can't. Because, like, Steph Curry, probably the best point guard in the league right now. Kevin Durant, top 2 player in the league. DeMarcus Cousins, top 5 center in the league. Draymond Green, top 10, top 5 power forward in the league. And Klay Thompson, top 5 shooting guard in the league. So in every position, they have a top 10 or top 5 player, and debatably a top 5 player in every single position. So with that, they literally have no weaknesses, which is a big part to why no one can beat them or guard them. And that's why they were just so unbeatable, because they have so many weapons to beat you with, and they can beat you in so many different ways. They can beat you with the 3, beat you on the inside, slow the game down, speed the game up. They can literally do anything. So if one thing's not working, it doesn't matter, they're going to go to the next thing. And if one person's not hot, well, don't worry, because now they have Steph and Durant and a whole bunch of other people that can score the ball. So it really is just a big thing you have to game plan for, and it's really almost impossible to beat them in a 7-game series, especially with the addition of DeMarcus Cousins. But now I got into why they're so unbeatable, why they're so good. Let's get into the teams that even have a chance to do it. My first team is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, the reason I say the Milwaukee Bucks, because they have Giannis, a top 5 player in the entire league. But then you look past that, I don't think they have anywhere near enough star talent to compete with the Warriors, and I just don't think that they would be able to win the NBA Finals, because yes, Giannis on KD, that's a good matchup. But now you have Eric Bledsoe on Curry. Bledsoe's good and probably a borderline all-star, but Steph Curry's a superstar. Malcolm Brogdon, he's very good, and I love him as a player, but he's not good enough to compete with Klay Thompson. Brook Lopez, I love him as a veteran, and he's a very good player, especially when you have veteran presence, but he's nowhere near as good as DeMarcus Cousins. So outside of Giannis, I really don't see them having enough talent to actually beat the Warriors. So I think the Milwaukee Bucks are off the table. I don't think they have a chance. Now the Toronto Raptors, currently I'm pretty sure the 1 or 2 seed in the East right now. Well, Kawhi, obviously he can guard anyone in the NBA, including Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay. He can guard all 3 of them. But the problem is he can't guard all three of them at one time, and despite the hot start Kyle Lowry had in the beginning of the season, he has fallen off a lot and is struggling a lot, and he's shooting like 30% over the last 12 games, averaging 8 points per game. So, I mean, not a very good, he's fell off a cliff a lot, and the problem with Kawhi is, yes, they have a very deep team, but Kawhi can only guard one player at a time, and then the other four are going to be able to kill them. And then you switch on to the hot guy, then whoever is, I don't think the Raptors match up good enough. I think the best matchup for anyone is the team I'm about to say, which is the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, the 76ers, they have three extremely good matchups. Ben Simmons and Butler can guard literally anyone on the Warriors team. Probably put Jimmy Butler on Kevin Durant because Jimmy Butler is just known for that good of a defender and a veteran presence. Ben Simmons on Steph Curry. So you take their two best players on the team and best scorers, and you can actually kind of slow them down and like actually do it. And then Joel Embiid, he's a better center even when DeMarcus Cousins is fully healthy. I think Joel Embiid is better than DeMarcus Cousins. So they have three good matchups. The only problem is Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson, we've seen, can go off for 40 points off of 4 dribbles. So if you don't have someone that's good enough to defend Klay Thompson, well, then you're going to have to help over. But I think the 76ers actually have by far the best shot to beat the Warriors. But my only problem with the 76ers is they have a real lack of offensive power right now. Joel Embiid can score at will. Ben Simmons can score, but like we saw last year, the lack of jump shot hurt him a ton in the playoffs because the game slows down a little bit in the playoffs, and you have to actually be able to expand the floor, and Ben Simmons' jump shot is awful, let's be honest. Yes, his mid-range has gotten a little bit better, but it's still nowhere near as where you want it to be, and Jimmy Butler is a scorer, but he's not known for his scoring. So, I mean, really the lack of offensive firepower. And also, yes, Ben Simmons is a great matchup on Curry. Jimmy Butler is a good matchup on Kevin Durant. And Joel Embiid is a good matchup on DeMarcus Cousins. But despite having as good of defenders as you have on them, Steph Curry and Kevin Durant are such good players and play at such a high level and are so unguardable, it literally doesn't matter who you have on. They're going to get their points. They're going to get 20 despite whoever you have on him. I don't care if you have Scottie Pippen on Kevin Durant. He's going to score. So, I mean, even though they have great defensive matchups, they're not going to be able to completely lock down Curry or Durant. That's just how good they are. Not a shot at any of them, it's just how good they are. And I mean, that lack of offensive firepower, I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with them, and I think that's the biggest thing that's going to hurt the 76ers. So even if you do lock them down one game, you have to do it for 4 games, and I just don't see anyone holding them down for 4 games. But now you have the Boston Celtics, and I do think that they have another very good chance. I don't think, just because of how they're playing, I really don't think they're going to be able to do anything against the Warriors if they do see them in the finals. But I mean, they have good players at all 5 positions. Al Horford's good. Jason Tatum showed that he can be a beast. Kyrie Irving is probably the only point guards that can actually rival Steph Curry. Jaylen Brown's a good player. Gordon Hayward's a good player. Like, they have a ton of good players. The only problem is they have so many shot creators and ball handlers and people that need the ball in their hand to be successful that is just not going to work out. And unless they make a big trade and trade 2 of their ball handlers away for one good ball handler or something, like one guy that doesn't need the ball, because right now they have way too many people that need the ball in their hand. If I just can't see them, a selfish ball club like Boston, going to be able to beat the Warriors, and that's their biggest problem. I just don't think they're going to be able to beat the Warriors. Then the second to last team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yes, they have both Westbrook and Paul George, and Westbrook is a beast. 1-time MVP and has averaged a triple-double for 2 years in a row, and Paul George is having his best year of his career playing an MVP level, but that's the problem. They're pretty much the 76ers' great value version, because Westbrook is a good matchup on Curry, Paul George is a good matchup on Durant, Steven Adams not as good as Joel Embiid, but it's still a decent matchup on DeMarcus Cousins. But then they drop off so bad. I mean, they have Dennis Schroeder off the bench. But after Dennis Schroeder, after those 4 players, they drop off so bad to the point they can't match up with the Warriors. And they're not going to be able to keep up with the offensive thing. And they also aren't going to be able to defend them as good as the 76ers would. Therefore, I don't think they can beat the Warriors. And then you have Houston. And Houston hasn't been playing the same. CP3's been injured pretty much the whole year now. And I just don't see him staying healthy. I think CP3 is past his prime. Obviously, James Harden can't do it all by himself. We saw that last year when he lost the last 2 games of the series by himself. They're probably going to get injured in the playoffs again, and just Houston's not playing that good right now, so I don't think they have that much of a chance. The only real chance that they have is that they can catch that offensive spark, but with some of the people they got rid of, Ryan Anderson, Trevor Ariza, 2 good scorers, I don't think they can keep up with the offense anymore, and they obviously can't defend them because James Harden doesn't play defense. Chris Paul is getting older. Clint Capella is not playing the same that he was last year, and I just don't think Houston has a chance. So out of all the teams, I think the 76ers have the best chance. Do I think any of them can beat them? No. But unfortunately, you guys can be for this video. So comment below, do you agree with me or do you disagree with me? Do you think the Warriors can be dethroned? Do you think they can lose? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. And if any of your videos you want to see me make in the future, comment those below as well. And if you'd like the video, hit the like button and subscribe button. That would mean the world to me. And I hope you have a blessed day. Could I have a blessed day? So you need to have a blessed day. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah, blah, blah.